Carly, this is going to be fantastic. I'm so excited about Singing in the Rain coming to the Royal Exchange. What was it like when you got the part of Kathy Seldon?
Well, I was actually on my way to my goddaughter's music like performance at school, and I found out, and I literally screamed in the street, "It's me!" because I couldn't believe it. I feel like in my dance audition, I kind of didn't do very well, and I was sulking about it. So you think, "Oh no," but to actually get the role was amazing because I'd had such a nice audition process with the director, the choreographer, just everyone, Matthew Malone, who's our orchestrator, MD, everything extraordinaire. It just felt really nice to know that I was going to be in a room with these people that I felt really safe to be myself with and explore a new version of this iconic musical.
I can't even believe that you said you might have gone wrong in the dance audition. You are a triple threat, you are, Carly.
Thank you so much. But sometimes I think it's hard because you feel like you're good at maybe two disciplines and one falls by the wayside, and then you go, oh, actually, now I'm better at this one, and then you go, oh gosh, it's hard to keep them all at the same level. But I'm very lucky in this; I get to kind of keep them all bubbling at the same level. Let's hope. Fingers crossed.
There is a lot as the role of Kathy Seldon. It is that you are utilising your acting, your singing, your dancing. Is that what drew you to the role? Because I know in the past, we've seen you as Cassie in a chorus line, and that's utilised it as well.
I think when I was a lot younger, you'd think, oh, yeah, that's the dream. But as you get older, your body starts to slow down. So you go, I'd love to, but can I? All these creaky knees still work. But I love the fact that this has brought me back to my like truest roots because I grew up dancing since I was 3 years old. And then when I got more confident, I wanted to do more acting and speaking roles to like contribute to the narrative in speaking roles. But this was one of those things I was like, oh my God, I'd love to play Kathy Seldon. And I'd never kind of had it on my radar because no one I think has ever played it that looked like me in a professional setting. So I think going up for this audition and realizing that I actually do have a lot of Kathy Seldon about me was something that drew me in, as well as knowing that, oh my goodness, I'm going to get to tap on stage for the first time. What? But
I
it was,
know.
yeah.
And quite, rigorously tap. I remember when it was filmed, the movie, you
Mm,
had like Gene Kelly there and also, when Good Morning,
yeah.
the actual song there, he was really insistent that they stayed up all night
Yeah.
learning that tap routine and really going for it. And you've got to do it every night on
This is the
stage.
thing, yeah. But also, I think it's great because I'm super lucky with the people that I have around me because I think we all work in a similar way where we want to get it right. We want it to be really good. We don't just go, oh, okay, that was nice and move along. We go, no, how do I really hone in, make it really as sharp as you want it to be? I've worked with Louis, who's playing Don, and Danny, who's playing Cosmo, and Alistair David, who's the choreographer, maybe like 8 years ago when we did Sweet Charity. So to come back together knowing that we're going to be able to create this amazing thing has been super special. And we know how to have a really good time, but at the same time, get the work done. So it's been really fun knowing that we're all dusting off our tap shoes together and trying to make those beats as clear as possible, but in the best, most nurturing and compassionate, fun setting.
And it's great to have that connection on a show
Mm.
like this because the characters really do bounce off each other, especially, Dawn and Cosmo in their scenes. But, the intimate setting of the Royal Exchange, I mean, that gives a whole new dimension to this musical, right?
It really does. I came to watch Dancing in Lunasa on our first week, and it was so eye-opening to see how the space works. And I know this probably sounds really weird, but it felt so like three-dimensional because you're looking at someone and you're seeing the back of their head, but then you go, oh, what's happening around there? So it's not just like, oh, here's what's presented. You get to kind of be in like an interactive setting, even though that's what theatre normally is. So I'm super excited to see how that's going to work. We've just been finishing All I Do Is Dream of You, and it is exhausting. But there's no chance to turn around and like catch a sneaky like breath because you'll turn around, there's someone looking at you. So you just like move on. But I'm so excited because it's going to be such a special performance to know that the rain is going to be there in like 360 and the audience are going to be completely involved in it. So I'm so excited to see how that works and the journey that this iconic classic musical is going to be in the round, which is going
I
to be so
mean,
special.
yeah, you've hit the nail on the head with the rain. That is the moment, and that is going to be. I'm really special moment. Have
Hmm.
you practiced that scene? Has Don practiced that scene in the rain yet? Have you been in the
No,
rain?
not yet. Not yet. We're in week 3, so the rain is to come. And I think they're just trying to like work out, okay, the choreography without the rain, because I suppose working out in the rain will be pneumonia inducing.
Yeah, absolutely. And there is all those other bits. I mean, I know you don't want to give too much away, but the movie element when it's
Mm,
on the screen going, yes, yes, yes,
yeah.
no, 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 all that
What's
kind
going
of
to
thing.
happen? Because it's
Yeah.
just like there's nowhere to hide because everyone's so involved. So I'm excited to see that for myself, but also for the audience to experience that because it's going to be something different from what they're used to and just knowing what Singing in the Rain is.
Were you a fan of the musical way back when then?
Yes, 100%. You know, when you grow up with these classic musicals, and I feel like they're not done as much. When I first graduated, they were out there a lot, and I wanted to be the Sid Charisse character who's just giving it the leg and just sultry in the Broadway ballets. And I'm like, oh, I kind of missed that one. But at the same time, I'm super excited to be giving it Kathy Seldon and to know that someone as iconic as Debbie Reynolds, Gene Kelly have played these parts, and to go, oh my goodness. I was rehearsing with Matthew, our MD, and he's like, oh, should we just go through Good Morning? And then I noticed that I was getting wrong because you think you know, because you're like, oh yeah, everybody knows this. But it was still like, okay, so what is that note? And you have to take the time. But we finished going through it and I was like, we just sang Good Morning. That is wild.
It totally is wild. And there's some songs I imagine that are in the musical that maybe got cut from the movie. I remember in the
Mm,
movie, Lucky You Are My Lucky Star, you only got that at the end, but there was a whole kind of scene when Debbie Reynolds did that. Do we get that moment to hear
yes.
your songs and vocals shine?
Yeah, you really do. And that's one of my favorite songs. And I had to sing it in my audition. And I didn't know the song. And I was like, this is beautiful. And the orchestration that Matthew Malone has done. Oh my word. You know, and you feel like he's just revitalized it in a way that is still paying homage and respect to what that music is in that era because he's so up to date on his research and like the orchestration of the people at that time, but in a way that you feel like it's fresh and new, that you'd go, oh my goodness, new and young people that might not know it. God forbid, will still be like, oh, this is really beautiful and just got this jazzy tone that makes them feel like they can be involved in it as well. So that's one of my favorites.
I was going to say, what is your favorite? There must be lots of different standout
Yeah,
things.
so many, so many. And I think people are going to be very excited about the Broadway ballet because that is a marathon for the ensemble as it is, but the new orchestrations that they've got, I think, are really, really sexy.
Well, do you know what? It's an epic number, that one.
Mm,
It really, really is. And you're going to be doing this show, as I say, over and over again from end of November
hmm.
until the end of January next year.
Yeah.
What's it going to be like being in Manchester over the Christmas season?
I think it's going to be so magical. Well, around the theatre, they've got the Christmas markets up already. I think they're just trying to get them organised and ready to go. So it's going to be super special. But I just love the vibe in Manchester. Everyone's super friendly. It just feels like there's just such a hubbub. There's always something going on. The weekends are crazy. There's always someone on a mic. So if you don't want to hear those people on the mic, come inside and out of the rain to more inside rain. But it's just so nice to be here. And I feel like it's such a community feel inside the building as well. There's just so many people that are just popping in for a coffee. So I think it's going to be a nice segue into the Christmas period with such a cozy but classic musical as well.
Oh, absolutely. A real MGM classic for
Mm.
Christmas. What more could you want? Now, before I let you go, though, you have played so many roles. You have absolutely smashed things. Olivier Award nominated. I've got to ask you, what is your dream role next? I mean, come on, you've nailed quite a few of them already.
Yeah, but unwittingly so because I wasn't expecting. Like I think when I got to play Anita in my side story, I was like, oh, people are like, it's my dream role. I was like, okay, and then I was like, I get it now why it's some people's dream roles. And I was like, now it is one of mine because I've done it and I understand that. But I think sometimes those dreams seem so far away and it's like massive that you go, well, I don't know if I'd ever get to play that, and then you do and you go, well, that's amazing. I think for me, one that I would love to do, kind of in the same sort of vein of acting, singing, and dancing would be Lola in Damn Yankees,
Oh,
um,
yeah.
which is great, great music. That if you haven't listened to that soundtrack, go and do it. Even the overture alone is chef's kiss.
Oh, well, do you know what? We are looking out for you starring in that. Honestly, that would be absolutely amazing. I am so glad we've got you here, though, in Manchester. It is going to be brilliant, this musical. I'm even going to love having more rain in Manchester than usual.
This is the thing, it feels very apt. It's the right place to be doing it.